Hey everyone, it's Matt. I'm back with another episode of Q&A with Matt K. I'm on my own today, so hopefully I'll be able to manage the studio and solve a problem, really putting me in the hot seat today. So yeah, welcome. If you have not already liked and subscribed our videos, please remember to click the like button and the bell and the subscribe and all the other buttons that are showing up on the screen right now as you're watching this video. That way you'll find out every time we publish a new video, but it also helps us grow the channel, which means we can bring you more content more often. So please remember to do that. And with that, let's jump in. I am going to bring my screen to the stage and look at a question that was just posted. For those of you that don't see my clock, because I don't think you do, this was posted about an hour ago. So I just pulled it up. I have not really looked into this. I read it once right before we went live. And I was like, good enough, let's do it. And Roberta actually looks familiar. I think we may have answered one of her questions once before. I'm not sure, but that'd be great if it was a repeat caller, so to speak. So what she has said here is she's doing a flow. I got that much. And using a repeater to create several records at once. But one of the things that's a little unique about this situation is rather than creating the exact same record over and over, which would be kind of weird, she wants a checkbox checked on only one of the records. That checkbox would be called primary. So maybe this is opportunity team members or something like that. I don't know. Contact role, something like that. And make sure it's only checked on one and not more than one. And so she wants to just, I don't know, make sure that that happens. She's considered doing it different ways. I don't know. I think I can do it. We'll try. The worst that happens is we watch this video and at the end I give up and you can just say, boy, that was a waste of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to my Trailhead playground and I'm going to go to flows and let's see if I can do this. Now, if you're a first-time watcher, you may not realize I'm not the greatest at flows. I've been doing sales for so long that I'm used to stuff that was pre-flow. I also write a lot of code, so I solve my problems using code. So I am learning this with you at the same time. I've done Flow and I've done a lot of Salesforce. So I have that advantage, but I'm not a master at Flow, definitely not. So Roberta does not say whether this is a screen flow or not. I don't know if it matters, to be honest. Okay, I don't think it is because she says display the field, and obviously if this was happening behind the scenes, you wouldn't display any field. So it must be a screen flow. Let's go with that. It will make it better for video purposes if it's a screen flow, that's for sure. And okay, she said she's using a repeater. And I'm already lost. Maybe she means a loop, but she might also mean something else. Let's read it one more time. Okay, I'm trying to use the repeater component. So maybe the repeater component is not available. It's not going to be a resource. No, because it's a component. Maybe it's not available. There's a loop. There's transform. There's create records. I don't see anything that says repeater. And normally I try not to search for the answers. If I do search, I try to go just to the Salesforce help pages, and that way I'm not like seeing someone else's solution. So let's do this. Let's do repeater component Salesforce and see if we can find. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I'll try not to read the instructions on how to do it. Let's just figure out flow screen display component repeater. Oh boy. Well, there appears to be something that exists called repeater, just like in the question. I'm not going to look at how to configure it. Let's see, maybe standard screen components. Is this not? Am I like totally in the wrong place? Are we automate tasks with flows? Okay, so it seems like I'm in the right place. Nothing there when I type in repeater. And yet it is some type of Standard component. Oh, wow. This would possibly be a point where maybe, you know what, let me just, while I'll keep this flow open, that's the screen flow. Let's try creating another flow real quick. And, oh, maybe there's a template. Let's see. Change case, change. We're looking for something that has the word repeater. Maybe I can search. Nope, nothing with the word repeater. Okay. Maybe templates won't help. Well, I'm glad we're not live streaming this, but I still will upload it, even though I am struggling and I don't have Chris here to support me. Okay, so all flow types. Let's see what we have. Individual, object linking flow, platform event, a record triggered flow, screen flow. I was doing a screen flow already and that did not do it. Let's cheat a little. It does not say. It says after you configure the repeater component. That really does not help. Okay, components is on the left-hand side. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a screen. And here is the repeater component. Okay, perfect. Phew. Okay, and okay, so I think I'm getting what we're doing here. So we're going to create a list of objects, and we're going to need to go ahead and figure out what object we're creating. So let me come back to setup and just see, do we have any checkboxes maybe on the lead object? You know, let's do it on the contact object. I got an idea. So let's assume that this question is going to be about an account and multiple contacts. And we probably have at least one checkbox fields on here, but let's create a checkbox field right there. We'll call it is primary. Is that what Roberta said? Just primary. Just primary. Okay, primary. And unchecked. And next. And next. Come on. And save. Okay. Phew. Let me close out these other. Okay, so here we are. So we're going to try to create a series of contacts. And we probably need some stuff going on here. Like drag components to include here. Okay, so contacts. Can we do this? Maybe allow multiple values. We'll do contact. Ooh, that is not typing well. Okay, there we go. Contact done. Well, I don't think it can be a add record fields to your screen. Okay, so I think it needs to be a single resource. Let's do this. So let's do contact. It's going to be a record. It'll be a contact record. So now we have something called contacts. We have something called contact. We'll hit done. There we go. Okay, contact. And search fields. Okay. Whew, okay. We're making progress. Let's put last name because that's a required field. Oh, is it not a required field? Let's do primary. Okay. Great. And that's not working. There we go. Okay. Drag components to include. Those are not the components that I need to drag. Okay, so let's take out the repeater. We need like a input or something, or a form or something here. What drag components to include the repeater, to include in the repeater here? Sure, checkbox. That doesn't seem right though. Let me go back to the question. Okay, so she's trying to create several records at once. And one of the fields is checkbox named primary. Only one of the records created. You know, I remember doing this at TDX. There were some labs you could do, mini hacks, I think they were. And I remember doing something like this. Okay, so let's see if I can figure it out. Name. There we go. First name, last name. Okay. And let's call this contact name. And first name is going to be, okay, yeah. Now I'm getting, you know what it is? I just didn't drink enough coffee today. Got thrown off a little by not having Chris here. And I'm running a little behind, I think, on solving this. But that's okay. I'm catching up. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to bind or set these two components, these two elements, to use the first name and last name of this contact. And here we're going to say contact is primary. And why do I feel like that's not? Let's get rid of that one. Okay, so we have name and we have contact is primary. Oh. Is primary. Okay. And this is in the repeater. The default value. Okay. Okay, so far I have 3 errors. Let's fix those errors. Invalid screen. I'm going to put a label at the top. Contact record. Or let's say new contacts. Okay. And then down here I have an error. Same thing. So this is going to be the contact form. Okay. Okay. So making progress. I am going to create a new resource. We're going to call this just account ID. Data type equals text. And I don't know. Ideally, I would somehow pull this in another way. I am going to cheat, and I'm going to just find an account on in my Salesforce and just set the ID to that. So let me jump back to Salesforce. This is a lead record. Let's see if I can get to an account record. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, and I'm on this account. I'm just going to grab the ID, and then I'm going to back out. I'm going to come back to the flow builder, and I'm going to set this to the single one. Now, what this means is that all the contacts I create will be created on this account, but for testing purposes, that'll make it easier, right? So I'm just going to do that. And so we have that. Now, let's see. So we have first name, last name is primary. The account will set hard-coded. I think this is the important part for what we're doing here, making sure that we reset it. I think. So we want to put this there. Let's get rid of that. Delete. Put it one more time. Why is it not? No, I want it to be in the repeater. Huh. Seems like it's not in the repeater. The repeater is this here, I believe. Let's see if we can make sure. Here's the repeater, yeah. And here's my contact form. There's the name. I should be able to get it to be right in there. It's like not letting me. Let me try one more time. Delete. Okay. So here's the contact form. And I want to put it right underneath there. There we go. Oh, did you see that? It was green for a second. And it's not letting me put that field there for some reason. I'm just curious if I put in a different field. Let's see if that works. That's not working either. Why? Why is it not working? No, it lets me put it down here, but that's outside of the repeater. So something weird is going on. Let's see if I can do it one more time. Okay, so here's my repeater, right? We can see that there, repeater. This thing's the repeater with the add. I should be able to, now somehow I got this in there, right? What is this? This is, I thought it was a field, but it doesn't seem to be letting me. Nope. Okay, let's do this. Done. Let's just save this real quick, and we're going to call this the contact repeater flow. Okay. I just want to run it and see what it looks like. All right, let's. So my understanding of the repeater is I should be able to do this, and then hit add, and I can do another one, right? And add, and I should be able to put as many fields as I want here. And what Roberta's saying is she wants the primary field to be checked on just one and only one. But for some reason, let me zoom out just so I can see more at once. For some reason, I'm not able to. Well, see, I think I used this in my repeater instead of the fields. I think that's what I did. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is a name. Okay, so if I, interesting, if I do checkbox and I put that one in there, got it. Okay, so primary. It's so weird that the name attribute. Okay, we'll make this work, right? That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put phone just so I have something else in here. There we go, phone, and we're gonna call this phone. Sure, pattern, all that stuff. Yeah. Value. See, this one lets me do a value, but I don't know if I actually need to do that. Okay, so what is the output of the repeater? Right, let's go to the repeater one more time. Let's see if I can get there. Here's the repeater. All we have is contact form. Okay, I'm curious if we come here and we say assignment maybe, or loop. Loop, could do it. So let's let loop through repeater entries, right? Okay, I think, and there we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, perfect. So the result of the repeater is a collection, which is a list or an array. And we're going to go through that, and now we can start populating our list of contacts, which I have here as a resource. So we actually don't need this here, this contact here. So let me save this. I'm getting there. I know it's going to be a long video, and in the end, it'll be like a 2-second thing. I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to click on that one more time. I'm going to take this away. So we don't need to have an actual contact record, is what's going on here. And we're going to hit done. Okay, and now I can delete this. Okay, so we have a collection of contacts. We also have a collection that's the result of the screen component, this here, called the loop through repeater entries. Not a great name. But we have a oh wait, no, this is loop through repeater entries. This is the, it's just under new contacts and there's a screen. But anyways, okay, so we're going to loop through here. And for each one, we are going to do an assignment. And we're going to say construct contact. And we are going to set I don't know, that doesn't work. Maybe we do need an individual contact. Okay, let's do some crazy stuff. So let's, you know, this is my process. When something isn't working or I don't know what I'm doing, I just kind of back out. And so we're going to say count ID here. account ID, sure. And the default value is going to be account ID. Okay, so done. Let's get rid of this loop. Get rid of this. Okay, and save. And let's go ahead and do an insert of records, right? So let's create records. And we're going to go insert contacts. And how many records to create? Multiple. How does that record field values? Oh, that's an interesting idea. Okay, so we can't insert the form, the repeater. We can't insert that automatically. It's not going to let us. Or will it? Contact form. No, I don't think it will. Okay. Right, because what I was thinking about doing is saying, okay, what if we could just insert the results, but I don't think it's going to let us. Because when I come here and I say contact form repeater, where are my options, right? It's not showing it. So I don't think that's going to work. So I do need to do some type of loop or transform. Oh, let's see what this does. Transform. So what if the source data was the, nope, doesn't show up. We have the contacts over here on the left-hand side, but we don't have the repeater. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so not transform. What about a loop again? Let's do a loop. Okay, so we're going to loop through repeater. And okay, great. Let's start with this. What I'm going to do now is for each, we're going to have, we could do a screen. We need to add to a collection. Assignment. Okay, construct contact. How about we do that? And let's go back. I know I already deleted it, but we're going to create a new variable. It's going to be a contact record. Have a space there. And it's going to be a record. It's going to be a contact. There is probably a better way to do this. Definitely one better way to do it would be to read the instructions. But that is not an option for me right now. So we're going to do contact record, first name, and contact record, last name. And contact record, and I got to do the right size, so account ID and contact record, primary. Okay, so what I'm doing is basically I'm going to do a map from the repeater to this contact record. And so I'm just filling this in. Nope, wrong one. For account ID, like I said, we're just going to hard code it. Just good enough for now. Okay. Whew. And I'm going to hit save. And so now I'm constructing, I'm coming down, I'm going to loop. I'm constructing a contact. I need to add this contact. Add contact to my list of contacts, right? And so we're going to say contacts, add, and add the contact record. Okay. And save. And it looks like I have an error. Okay, almost there, almost there. Let's come here and edit this element and delete, delete, delete. We're going to just from a record variable, multiple, and contacts, and save. Let's hope this error goes away. It went away. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see if this works. But before we do, I need to tell you about Photo Uploader. So Photo Uploader is a native app for Salesforce, and it's been around on the App Exchange since 2009. It's been available for free this whole time, and you can upload it, install it into your Salesforce org to add pictures and images of people, of places, of your products, of anything you want. It goes on your leads, accounts, contacts, and any custom object or standard object that you have. You can just easily edit the Lightning page, put Photo Uploader on there, and then immediately start uploading your images. Images are stayed in Salesforce, so they're safe and secure. Photo Uploader is native. You should install Photo Uploader today. You can get it by going to quick2.click/photo with Matt K or visiting the App Exchange. And like I said, there's no reason not to, because they have an entirely free edition where you can upload your images, unlimited number of images, unlimited number of records. It's unlimited for you to use, so you might as well go ahead and do it. quick2.click/photo with Matt K. All right. So what I want to do now is test out this flow. I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to run it. I don't think I need to do anything else. I'm just going to run it. So there's the account ID, and we're going to put Jane Doe, and we'll mark it as primary, and we'll hit add, and then we'll put John Doe, and I'm not going to put phone. We'll mark this as primary too. Now, we don't want there to be two primaries, so that's something we're going to have to fix. But for now, I just want to see, does this even work? I'm going to hit next, and that is possibly working. I don't know. Let's come back to the account, and let's find out. Okay, so we're going to come to look at CRM, and we're going to look at our contacts. And there is a Jane Doe and a John Doe, so I think it did work. So that's good news. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where we have Roberta's flow, similar to how she has it. And now we need to figure out, how are we going to prevent this? Let's see if we can find the question. There it is. How are we going to prevent this, primary checkbox from being checked more than once? Roberta doesn't say, like, okay, is it first in, last out, whatever type of rules. Like, I don't know. So it's possible that there's some type of logic to it. But she just wants to make sure that only one and only one is checked. So how could we possibly do that? I'm going to go ahead and close some of these windows, come back to the flow. And I'm trying to think. To do that, okay, I have an idea. What if we have another variable? What if we had another variable that was something like, this list of lead contacts already has a primary, right? For lack of a better word, I'll call it that. So we'll say primary already checked. And this is going to be a Boolean. And the default value, ooh, I just thought of something clever. Yeah, I want to reverse this. No primary yet is what I want to call it. And it's going to be true. No. Sorry, I'm indecisive with these things. Okay, so no primary yet. Primary already set. I want something that's going to have a false. So no primary yet is true. Okay. I think no primary yet might work. And what we're going to do here is, okay, so here, primary is equal to primary. Oh, this is tricky. What I'm trying to do is, as we're looping through, I want to keep track. Hey, did we already have a primary? And if we did, treat this differently. So, okay, let's just do this. I'm gonna create something called, it's gonna be a variable. It's gonna be a Boolean or a checkbox, and it's gonna be called this contact's primary value. Okay. And the default value is going to be, we're not going to set a default value. Well, I guess it should be false. Okay, done. Okay, and the first thing I need to do is do an assignment right here. Maybe I can do, I can do a decision actually. Okay, I got an idea, a decision. So can this contact be primary? If the rule is that the first primary is allowed to be primary, but nobody else is after that, then we should be able to do this way. So the first one is we already have a primary, right? We already have a primary. Okay, and the condition is going to be if no, I mean, now I feel like I should have created the resource under a different name. Okay, so I'm going to create a new resource. Yeah, so we're going to say variable, or I could just rename that one, right? Because no primary yet is kind of, it's like the negative, right? So we're going to say already have a primary contact. Let's just say primary. Okay, and the default is actually going to be false now. Okay, done. Okay, so I'm going to X this out. Okay, so the idea is well, it doesn't matter where we do it. Let's do it right here. Okay, we're going to do another assignment. Or do we need, let's think, will that work? No, I don't know if it's an assignment actually, now that I think about it. I think it might be another decision. Okay, but let's come here, edit this. Okay, we already have our, if this is equal to true. Oops. So if this is true, we already have a primary. Otherwise, we don't already have a primary, right? So if we already have a primary, we're going to go down the left side. Otherwise, we don't, and we're going down the right side. We could start moving things around if we want to, and maybe be a little more efficient. Yeah, we could. So, okay, so the inefficient way to do this would be you copy this element, or cut this element, put it here, and actually, yeah, that's the really easy way to do it, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Paste it. Did that not paste? Paste, and then copy that and paste. Okay, and now I can delete this. Okay, and we're gonna call this one construct with primary, and this one construct with primary, and let me close out of this. Where is it? There it is. Close. Okay, and then this one is going to be called construct without primary, right? Okay. See if I can get Salesforce to fill this in for me. There we go. And this one, what we'll do is we'll X that out. Okay, so this one does not have the primary field, so it will always be false. This one has the primary field, so it may be false, it may not be false, right? And I think we still need to set the condition, right? So the condition is, hey, we have a primary. How do we know we have a primary? Well, down here, what we're going to do is do another decision, and this will actually, we don't need to do it down there. Now that I think about it, if we want to be efficient, we actually want to cut this and paste it here, I believe. Okay. No, I pasted in the wrong place. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, so let's try it one more. Let's just delete this one. Okay, so if we have a primary already, we're just going to say this one has to be false. Oh, I got an idea. Okay. Okay. I think what we can do is, yes, this will work. Okay. Bear with me while I figure this one out. But, okay, here's what we're going to do. When we are going through this flow, first record, we don't already have a primary. We're going to go to the right-hand side. We're going to start constructing our contact record. And we're going to set this Boolean variable, already have a primary, to the value of this particular record's checkbox, primary checkbox. It may be true, it may be false, it doesn't matter. Let's say it's false. Okay, the next one, we're going to come through the loop. Again, we're going to go to the right. And we'll keep doing that until we get a true, at which point we now go to the left. So we were able to leverage the same decision for both purposes of setting the primary as well as setting this additional variable that I have. Okay, I'm pretty sure this actually works. So I'm going to save that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the account. I told you it'd be like a 2-second solution. It's just getting to that point that I can actually do it. Once you figure it out, though, it's so much easier. Okay, so we have we have my contact. That's okay. I won't count that one. Okay, and what we're going to do is, let me just save it one more time, save, and hit run, and we will go ahead and run this. And the first one is going to be one more time, Jane Doe. And I'm going to go ahead and mark Jane as primary. The second one is going to be John Doe. Actually, you know what? I'm going to undo that. I'm going to say Jane is not primary. I'm going to say John Doe is primary. And then the third one is Sally Smith. I'm going to say Sally is also primary. So we have the first one not being primary. We have the second one being primary and the third one being primary. But at the end, when I hit save, we'll only have one primary. Ready? Let's do it. I'm not even hitting save. I'm hitting next because this is a flow. But you know what I mean. Let's come back here and refresh. Okay, so there's our contacts. I really wish we had this primary check related list showing the primary field on the related list. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and edit the account page layout. It'll make it a little faster. And nothing like having 4 page layouts when you need only one. No, wrong. Sorry about that. Contacts one more time. Okay, gear. There we go. And we want to get the primary, and we're going to put that right there. Save. Yes. Okay, and refresh, and hopefully it shows up now. And it doesn't. Lovely. Okay, let's click into Jane Doe. Where's the primary field? This is a lightning page. All right, let's edit this lightning page. Edit page. All right. This is why most videos are edited, right? But this is, the point. The point is, what is this doing up here? The point is that it does take a while to do things. Even simple things take a while. And let's do related list single. Even when you know what you're doing, even your experience, things still just take a while. It's tough. And that's why estimates often seem really high, but they're not. Okay, and there we go, primary. It's showing up now. Let's hit save, and back, it's already activated. Again, always disclaimer, if this was a production org, we would definitely be testing in a sandbox and then deploying. Ooh, it didn't work. So look at that, none of them are marked as primary. So something did not work. Interesting. Okay, yeah, there it is. And it is checkable, right? Let's just check. Yeah, okay. So let me delete them again. Let's check out the flow and try to figure this out. Something is not working. I don't know what it is. Delete. And delete Sally. All right, let's come back to the flow. Okay, so the first time we went through it, there was no checkbox checked. So we went to the right-hand side. And we set the, there it is. Okay. I have it flipped. I have it flipped. That's the issue. So construct with primary should be on the right, over to the right. We already have a. If we already have a primary, we want this to always be false. Somebody at home is watching this and is like, Matt, you got it wrong. And that was like 5-10 minutes ago, and only now am I figuring it out. Okay, construct. Let's call it that, right? Okay, so that one's there. Then this one here, I had it flipped. Although something looks weird. Contact record, primary. Got to be there soon. There we go. Primary equals the current output primary. Okay. And if we don't already have a primary, so we want to set our already have primary to the current item loop primary as well. Okay. Save that. So one more time, let's just kind of see what we're doing here. We're creating a bunch of leads or records, contacts on this screen. Obviously, they're contacts. That's what it says. We're creating a bunch of contacts. We start looping through what we've created. So I created 3. The first one, we say, do we already have a primary? No, because this is the first one. So we're going to go to the right. We're going to construct this contact record from the fields the way they were, the inputs the way they were filled in here. We're also going to set this Boolean variable to either false or true based on the value of this record. Then we're going to go and add it to a collection and then repeat the loop. Second one, Jane Doe this time. Maybe we don't have a primary yet unless the last one was true. And if we had a last one, then this one's going to be false. If we didn't have a last one, this one could be true or false. And we just keep repeating. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I think I got it this time, just in the nick of time. If I look at the clock. Okay, so one more time. We're going to say John Doe. John Doe is not primary. And we're going to hit add. We're going to say Jane Doe. Jane Doe is primary. And we're going to say add. And we're going to say Sally Smith is primary also, but only one of them is going to be primary. It's either going to be Jane or Sally. And we're going to hit next. And now we're going to come back to our account and refresh. You're killing me. Why didn't it work? We might need to do the debug. Maybe that's what we need to do. Let's also, while I'm at this, let me just double check, make sure I did. Okay, already have a primary equals contact record. It's not contact record that I want. It is current item from loop primary. That's what I want. And yeah, that's what I want, because the contact primary is not being set, which I also need to do. How did I not set that? I thought I did. Oh, what is going on? Okay. Oh, this is confusing. Okay, so construct with primary always false. This should be gone. This should be gone. Hit save. Okay, hit this, hit edit. Okay, already have primary. This one needs to have contact record primary equals to current primary. Save. Okay, hopefully I did it right. I think at this point, I conceptually I had it right. I just was having a hard time configuring the actual flow. Let me do a save one more time. Okay, so constructed primary always false. Let me just edit, make sure. Okay, it will always be false because we're not setting it at all. We could also explicitly set it false if we wanted to. Okay, let's do it. Run. Okay, did I delete all the? Yeah, okay. First one, John Doe. John Doe is not primary. Jane Doe is primary. I don't know why I have phone on there. I didn't really need that. Sally, if anything, description would have been more useful to make a note of what I did. Sally Smith is also. Let's hit next. We're going to come back here. We're going to refresh. And it worked, except for it didn't work. No, we have two primaries and there should only be one. So what happened? Okay, we're getting closer though, right? Definitely getting closer. What happened? Let's come back to the flow. Okay, so after that first checkbox, already have a primary equals primary. So this should have been equal to true after Jane Doe. And at that point, up here, it should have always gone to the left. Let me just make sure I understand it. Okay, so if this is true, already have a primary equals true, we will always go to the left-hand side. The left-hand side, okay, let's explicitly set it. I don't think that's the issue here, but it might be. Actually, you know what? It might be because we're not nulling out the contact. So I bet you that is what it is. Okay, primary equals false. Okay, so now it's false. I think that is it, actually. It was staying the same value as before, even though we weren't setting it, because I'm using this contact record as like a placeholder. Instead of creating a whole new contact record each time, I'm kind of just filling in the blanks, which is a little tricky. We actually should probably set all of them to blank ahead of time if we were smart. And I have a test that we can do this with to see if that's what it really is. So I'm going to hit save one more time, and I'm going to test something out. Let's watch this. I bet you that's what it is. And so there might be another way to do it. So we're going to call this John Doe, and John Doe is not primary. And we're going to call this Jane Doe, and Jane Doe is primary. And now we're going to say no first name and is also primary, but last name Smith. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a contact name Jane Smith. Oh, no. Well, that didn't. Oh, but it did work on the checkbox. So I don't care. It's working. I'm just going to call this a win. Even though I don't fully understand why it wasn't working, I did get it working. So to recap, what we have here is, in order to get this working, is a variable that keeps track of if we have already processed a primary record, or check the checkbox, and then only sets that primary checkbox the first record that has it and never sets it again. We could have probably written this differently and had the construction of the primary be above the decision, and then the setting of the primary field below. You could do it that way too, and that's probably less work, less maintenance in the long run. I thought about doing it that way, but I didn't. But this still works. And then in this construction of that contact record, in this case, we're setting that Boolean after the first one only, and then after that one, it's always just referenced as in the if condition. And so that's what did it. So I think that will help Roberta. It's not a validation rule, so it's not quite the same in terms of a user experience. The user might check multiple when they shouldn't. I think Roberta really was hoping for a validation rule, but I think that's going to be a lot harder to do, which is basically coming here and saying validate input, and somehow determining that that one of these records is already checked. I don't know if you could even do that. I don't think you can, because this validation is on the single input that you're currently working on. It's not taking into account the whole collection yet. And so then the only next solution would be, okay, create two repeaters, one that has inputs for first name, last name, and then another one that has inputs for primary. But that's a weird way to do it, right? Enter Jane Doe, John Doe, Sally Smith. Move on to the next screen. Not is primary, is primary, right? That's kind of weird. So I don't think you're going to be able to do that. I think this is the best way to do it, where you're making sure that they can't save two primaries, even if they may have tried to. And I think that's the solution. I'll post it to Roberta. We'll see what she says. Hopefully she agrees and this is helpful. As always, please remember to like and subscribe. If you stayed with me this whole time, I hope that you like it. And if you like watching me struggle, definitely like the video and subscribe. You can see me do it more often. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer, whether it's creating flows, code, just trying to do something that's impossible, feel free to submit them at quick2.click/Q&A. And I'll be back again next week. Thanks so much. See you then.